All right, this is for fourth grade math, lesson 37 on page 234, new concept. We are working with mixed numbers, and this time mixed numbers on a number line. Last time we did it with shapes. Remember, I would do like 1, 3. And how many whole shapes do I have shaded in? Lux?
2.
I have 2 whole shapes shaded in. What part of the third shape?
1/4.
1/4. So my mixed number would be 2 and 1/4. Now we're going to do mixed numbers on a number line, okay? And you guys have kind of struggled with number lines in the past. So hopefully this will be a good reinforcement for you and you'll understand it a little bit better. So to name mixed numbers on a number line, we first count the number of segments between consecutive whole numbers. So we're counting the spaces in between. How many whole spaces are there between this number and the next number on your number line? If there are 4 segments, so my consecutive numbers are from 3 to 4. If there are 4 segments, 1 segment, 2 segments, 3 segments, 4 segments. Each one of those segments equals how much?
8.
It's no different than if I make a rectangle and I split it up into 4. How many segments are there in my rectangle?
4.
2, 3, 4. Each of those segments is worth?
4. No.
If I shaded this much, how much of that rectangle is shaded?
1/4.
1/4. So each segment is
Worth 1.
1/4. It's no different here. You can picture this as a big rectangle that's split up into fourths, and each of these is
1/4.
1/4. And so if this one is 1/4, this one would be
2/4.
2/4. This one would be
3/4.
3/4. This section would be
4.
4/4. Okay, so this 1/4 is actually this point on the line. 2/4 means that we've gone 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. It's this point on the number line. 4/4 or 1 whole. Okay? What about if my number line is split up into 6 segments? We're going to do that again with 3 to 4. It's going to be split up into 6 segments. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. You can think of it just like I did the other, where you can draw a rectangle, and I'm going to split my rectangle up into 6 segments. And each segment is worth how much?
1/4.
No.
Or no.
How many
1/6.
total pieces are there? Yep. So this one would be 1/6. So this point on it would be 1/6. 3 and 1/6, right? Because we have 3 whole going into it.
3 and 2.
3 and 2/6.
3
3/6.
3 and 4/6.
Good.
3 and 5/6. 3 and 6/6.
Would we say 3 and 6/6?
3 and 1. No, 1 whole.
It would be 6/6 is 1 whole, so we would go up
4.
1 whole up to 4. Yep.
Would you say 3 and 1 whole? Because that would.
Well, what is 3 plus, basically, because here you're saying 3 plus 1/6 is 3 and 1/6. 3 plus 6/6 would equal 6/6 equals 1 whole, so 3 plus 1 is
4.
4. Okay? All right. Take a look at example 1. We are going from 5 on our number line. Our whole numbers are 5, 6, and 7. How many spaces or segments are there between each whole number? Lux?
4.
There's 4 between each whole number. Okay? And the arrow is pointing to this one. So if there are 4 whole spaces, how much are each of these little spaces worth?
1/3.
Nope, because there's 4 whole spaces. So you know your denominator is going to be 4. Each one is
1/4.
1/4. So this one would be 1/4. This one would be
2/4.
2/4. This one would be
3/4.
3/4.
3/4.
So that number is pointing to, we have to make sure we say our whole number, 5, and 1, 2, 3/4 more. So 5 and 3/4. Okay? Take a look at example 2. How many spaces? Our whole numbers are 17, 18, and 19. How many whole spaces are between those?
4.
3, 4. Oh, I like it when they do nice and easy ones for us.
Especially for our examples.
Okay. To what number in A is it pointing to? Well, we know it's got to be
17 and 4/4.
good. Not 4/4. It needs to be 17 because
3/4.
4/4 would be one whole. And
3/4.
yep, 17 and 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. 17 and 3/4. Good. How about B?
8.
How many spaces are there?
8.
I gotta move this down. 8 spaces, so 7, 8. So what's our denominator gonna be in all of these?
8.
8, because it's split up into 8, right? So this first one would be 1/8.
2/8. 3/8. 4/8. 5/8. 6/8. 7/8. 8.
And then 8/8 would be our next whole number. So the arrow is pointing to, oh my gosh, that's tiny. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That. Oh.
The arrow is pointing to that one. So our whole number is
36.
36.
And 4/8. Yeah, that's what I got. Hello world. Really can't hear me. Stacy here? No.
All right. Sorry. So our whole number is 36 and our arrow is pointing to
4/8.
4/8. We talked briefly about 4/8 would be the same as saying what? What fraction is the same as 4/8?
1/8.
Nope.
2. Technically 1/2.
Yes.
Yeah.
1/2. 4/8 is the same as 1/2. If I have a circle and I split it up into eighths and I shade in 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, I have shaded 4 out of 8 pieces. Or
1/2.
When you said 4/8, it was making me think of like counting by 4s, and I was like 12/16.
yeah, nope, not quite. Okay? So when you're doing problems like this, I would accept either one of those answers from you, 4/8 or 1/2.
I would confuse myself if I read.
Well, right. And that's okay. Do it the least confusing way for you right now. Okay? All right. C says copy and show 23.5 on the number line. We'll just kind of keep on going like this. How many spaces are in between each whole number on that number line in C? 4. Why do I like when it's split into fourths so much?
Because it's easy.
Yep, it's easy because it's half and then half of each half. And I have fourths.
Half of half of half
It's
of half.
really easy for an example.
Yep. All right, I'm going to turn the camera away. Raina, I want you to come up and show me on the board 23.5 on that number line. Do it in red. 23.5. Just put a dot on it at 23.5. Thank you. You can sit down. Raina says that's 23 and a half. Is she right?
Yes.
Yes, she is. I should make these clearer. 23, 22. Because they're split into fourths, so this one would be 23 and 1/4, 23 and 2/4, which is the same as,
1/2.
yep, 2/4 is the same as 1/2. Good. All right, Lux, I'm going to draw one for you to come up and do, but wait till I move the camera. So this one we have 9, 10, and 11. How many spaces, Lux, are there between my whole numbers, 9, 10, and 11 in part D?
I need to use my pencil.
Oofda, right?
There's 7.
Try again. They aren't likely to give us 7 because that would be kind of hard to.
8.
There's 8. Okay, so I go
Has
half,
to be an even number.
half, half, and then I go in half again, and then there's 8. We could do 7ths, and you might eventually get some that are 7ths, but when you're just learning it, they're not likely to do 7ths. All right, I want you to show 9 and 1/4 on the number line. Put a dot at 9 and 1/4.
Wait.
Just a second. Let's get that. 9 and 1/4.
Wait, here?
No. It's a tricky one because it's split into 8ths.
If it's half, it would...
I like your thinking. That would be a half, right? That's halfway. So that would be 9 and a half. But that still isn't what we're looking for. Go ahead and sit down because this is a tricky one. I'm surprised that they put this one in here. Okay, so it's split up into 8ths, but it's asking us to show 4ths, which means that I need to stop and think, okay, I need to split this instead of up into 8ths into 4ths. Let's do green. I want to make 4 jumps, not 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many jumps would I need to get 1/4?
No.
So this is 1/8. This is 2/8. 3/8. 4/8. 6, 7/8. Which one of those is equal to 1/2?
4/8.
4/8 is equal to 1/2.
And that's 4 jumps.
Okay, and that's to get to 4/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. I want 1/4. To get to 1/4, I need half of this. Which one of these is half of it?
2/8.
2/8. Half of 4 is 2. Okay, so I would need 2 jumps. 2/8 is the same as 1/4. Take that one. I could get rid of these. And now how many spaces do I have?
3.
1,
Or
2, 3, 4. So I wanted 1/4. So it would be right. Whoops. 1/4 would be right there. Okay. All right. Go ahead and do your lesson practice on the back side of your power up. If you have questions on it, Tacey, because this is so new, if you have questions on it, do the best that you can, looking back on the information that we went over, rewatch parts of the video if you need. But get that lesson practice done, and I'll correct that when you come back, and then you can move on to your written practice.